Many of you will be familiar with John Thor as Inspector Morse, um, the television series that ran for many years and was quite groundbreaking in that each episode was as long as a feature film, about 1 hour, 40 minutes. But did you know that Morse was based on a series of books by Colin Dexter? And not quite recently I finished the first one, Last Bus to Woodstock. Now this was adapted for the television show in the second series, but this was actually the first book. And there are some striking differences. The television series, really all it has in common with the books are the names of the two central characters, the setting, which is Oxford, and that's it. In the book, Lewis he's not Geordie, he's Welsh, and he's older than Morse. He's described as being in his early 60s, and Morse is younger than Lewis. You just can't believe it, because we're so sort of familiarised with the television adaptation. It's hard to imagine Lewis being older than Morse. It's just hard to believe, but in the books that's the case. And the characters, their personalities are very different. John Thor's portrayal is very cultured, he's sophisticated, and he's a gentleman, okay, without question. In the books he's more seedy with women, more seedy. At his job he's more, shall we say, inadequate. He's less precise, and Lewis actually saves the day more often than not. Also, how iconic is the Jaguar that Morse drives in the show? Well, he doesn't drive a Jaguar in the book. In the books, he drives a Lancia. Again, so hard. When you're reading the book, especially when you read any book after you've watched a particular adaptation, it's hard not to picture the actors when you read the book. So when I was reading this, I pictured John Thor, I pictured Kevin Whately. Even though the descriptions were given are drastically different, I still couldn't help but picture these two as Morse and Lewis. Although very different, still very enjoyable. I enjoyed this a lot. I mean, the episode they ended up making is very different. Morse in the book has a relationship with the nurse who, it turns out, killed or played a part in the death of Sylvia Kay. Although that's not the case in this particular adaptation, in a lot of the episodes, Morse is kind of in a romantic relationship with a woman who happens to be heavily involved in the case, and that sort of compromises. He's compromised by that. Can he remain impartial when he's sort of in love with a woman who could potentially be involved, could be the culprit in the case? And that often happens. It happens here, but they changed it for the episode. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick video. I read the book, and I was always, whenever I watch Morse, I watch the episodes on ITVX, because they have all the episodes in quite good quality, but I never had the episodes or the complete Morse on DVD or any kind of physical media. So I bought this. Obviously the DVDs aren't here, but I've just got the case to show for this video. Very nice, and everything's on there, and there are some bonus features as we always expect. 3 hours of exceptional documentaries. Yeah, John Thor, fantastic actor. To think he came from the kind of Manchester back streets, you know, he was the son of a lorry driver, went to RADA and became the kind of the ultimate thespian. That fantastic voice, I can't imagine him as a young man, you know, with a Manchester accent or sounding northern or anything like that. You're just such a well-spoken, kind of sophisticated guy. I was actually listening to his Desert Island Discs, and he said when he went to RADA, he lived with Tom Courtenay. They were sort of at RADA at the same time, and they were very close. And Courtenay actually got him a very small, not very, but fairly a minor role in The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. He's one of the boys at the Borstal. He's in the truck at the start on the way. He's a Scouser in the back of the truck on the way to Borstal, and he's there. He's in the film. And when those two were living together, Courtenay got Thor into opera, classical music, and of course that would play a massive part in the Morse series, because Morse is a very avid fan of opera and classical music, and I believe a lot of the music in Morse Thor actually chose. He had a lot of creative control, as did Kevin Whately on the Lewis spin-off, which I will probably make a video about Lewis, because Lewis is equally as good as this, and it's hard to not get addicted to Morse and Lewis, because they're very kind of addictive shows. So yeah, really Morse. I've been a big fan of the television series for a long time. Only just read the first book. The first episode I actually saw was, I've got this on VHS. This is Last Seen Wearing, about a girl who goes missing, and I watched it. This is the first episode I ever saw, and I watched it because Peter McHenry is in it. He plays the head teacher, Phillipson, who ends up being the kind of the cad, the villain. The character McHenry would play so well seems to be a kind of smooth cad. Turns out he's the, you know, very sinister character. Yeah, so I only ever watched this because I'm a big admirer of Peter McHenry, and I tracked down anything he's in, and I watched it, really enjoyed it, and fell down the rabbit hole of Morse and never looked back. So yeah, just a quick video there about my favourite detective. Yeah, definitely my favourite detective. You also have Poirot, of course, but Morse is, in my mind, the best, at least the best English detective. Although Poirot isn't English, but Morse is. Doesn't get more English than Inspector Morse, does it? I mean, that is archetypal England there. Morse, Lewis, stood by the Jag, Oxford in the background. Beautiful. So there we have it, folks. A little video there, all about Morse, and stay tuned. I'll do more of these kind of impromptu, amateur kind of crowd. Let's get a assortment of items and make a video just off the cuff, kind of speaking from the heart. As always, you know me. I'm genuine. I'm sincere. I share my passions with all of you. About 34 now people are subscribed, which is not bad. I mean, you know, I used to have nearly 600, and when that, yeah, so not as good, but I'm working my way up again. Make videos when I can, really just when I have an idea and I just want to kind of talk, I'll make a video. Other than that, don't expect much on here. No one really watches, but it's just for fun. As Beetle Dave would say, it's just a bit of fun. Don't take me too seriously. So I echo the words of Beetle Dave. So there we have it. Take care. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And remember, Morse forever.